Welcome to Why They Play the Game, a show created to discuss the NBA on and off the court. I'm just one of your co-hosts, Michael Eric Owens.
And I'm Ken Hayes.
Oh, my brother, what is going on, man? We got a deep topic today. You doing all right?
I'm doing good, Mike. What they call it, March Madness.
Oh, yeah. March Madness is happening all around us. Folks, listen, hit that like, that subscribe button, and that notification so you can get this hot topic. Ken, before I get your comments on what is going on um, with with the Milwaukee Bucks, folks, that's what we're talking about today. We want to go ahead and listen to this video, and then we're going to comment on it.
Bad news for Bucks fans. They've been playing without Damian Lillard for a few games now. And we just found out today that he's going to be out indefinitely because he has a blood clot in his right calf. He is currently on blood thinning medication. This is a big deal. They're trying to stabilize it. They're trying to get his health right. He's going to be involved with regular testing, and there's just no timetable for how long it's going to take to fix this problem. Wemby actually got shut down for the season because he had a blood clot, so he's not going to play for the Spurs. And the playoffs are right around the corner. There's about 10 games left for most teams. So who knows? But this is a big blow because we've seen them in the last few games, the Bucks without Lillard. They're just missing that extra push. And even when he was in the lineup, they were inconsistent this season. They had a lot of ups and downs, but definitely playing without him, that's not going to be good because you traded away defense. So if he's just not there, that's devastating. We've seen Giannis try to backpack, but it's going to be tough out there in the East to get through the playoffs if Lillard is not there. But really, it's all about Lillard's health because we've seen other NBA players like Chris Bosh. He had to end his career early because of the blood clots. So we don't want to see that happen to him. This is the same issue with Victor Wembanyama. We don't want him to have to end his career either. So they just got to go through the treatment, get these blood clots out of there. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Give that guy.
So, Ken, what are your thoughts on what is transpiring right now with Damian Lillard?
Mike, that's a big blow to the Milwaukee Bucks. Number one, they were playing inconsistent with him in the lineup. And then number two, it's just that, you take a guy who was giving you 25, 26 a game, 7 assists, shooting about 90% from the free throw line. That's a lot of points and a lot of minutes. So, he's not coming back, Mike. So even if, let's just say, hypothetically, if the Bucks went deep into the playoffs, he's still not coming back. And it kind of reminds me of the Chris Bosh situation where he had to retire. So we don't know. And the thing about it, that puts a lot more pressure on Giannis to perform. Someone has to take up the slack. If you ask me, I would say Kevin Porter Jr. I just think that, as far as I'm concerned, he should be getting starter minutes as far, with his production. I mean, he's, they traded for him and he's been, an asset for the Bucks. But, can he do what Dame did? We really don't know. I'm going to say more likely not. But, that's the person that I would pick to, to take up those minutes, points, shots, and everything else.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because again, Kevin Porter Jr., KPJ has only been there. I mean, he's only You know
Right.
what? A month or two. I mean, these guys haven't even had adequate time to play together, to gel together. Of course, we know during the season you get very few practices in. Most of it is walk through and shoot
Right.
around. Ever since the Bucks won the championship, man, it's the one word that just sticks out: injuries.
Injuries. Yep.
Injuries, man. Injuries, man. Um, and you cannot have consistency with guys in and out of the locker room. I mean, we did the 2 years thing with Chris. You know, you
Yeah.
two and
Right.
a half years, you know, with he's in, he's out, he's hurt, he's playing, he's not playing, he's this. You know what I'm saying? So they never got a chance. Chris, Dame, and Giannis never really got a chance to even play together.
No.
I mean, you know, so you had that inconsistency. Then you had the firing of a coach. Then you had all of the personnel changes. Now you have Sims out with torn ligaments in his thumb. I mean, Bobby got suspended, you know, for all those games. I mean, if you could write a disaster story, this is the disaster story, man. When people say, "Well, the Bucks are, you know, not a good team," this thing, we don't know what the Bucks are. They haven't played together until there was some level of consistency, as you say. Even Giannis has been in and out of the lineup. Giannis, he played the last game, but he missed, you know, a couple before that, and so it's just like you cannot. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
The Bucks are just a team that is still trying to figure it out. It's hard to figure it out when you don't have your players there to perform. And so I don't know, man. I just think it's like you say, Ken, it's a terrible blow. Now, there's the sports side of it that we look at as fans and go, man, this, that, and the other thing. But then there's the human element in which, you know, we want Dame to be healthy. We want him, you know, because that can be serious, man. I mean, that can be fatal.
Right.
And
Exactly.
you know, on those blood thinners, you can't pay. You know, when I'm looking at the recovery time, man, they're talking 3 months. 3 months. Okay, for him to actually get back to actually action, like playing. So like nothing's happening in between because he can't take any bumps and
Right.
bruises. He can't do any of that sort of thing. So what type of shape will he be in? Will he be in basketball shape? Of course not. Come on, man. And so no, Dame Lillard is not coming back this year. If he comes back, it's going to be the Bucks would have to make it to the finals almost. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even possible. So I agree with you. Let me tell you what I think the biggest problem, besides the inconsistency, because I don't think you can win a championship being inconsistent all year long and try to put it together. We've seen Miami do that. And yeah, they've made a run, but they've never won a championship being inconsistent all season long. It's those teams that play consistently, that build good habits, that are playing well going into the playoffs, Ken, that go deep in the playoffs. And we have seen no evidence from the Bucks. And you know, we're Bucks fans.
Right.
We want to see evidence, but we've seen no evidence that they can make a deep run. And anybody that says they can, that's wishful thinking. And man, I can dive into wishful thinking, but sooner or later you got to step into reality and realize they haven't shown us that they haven't had a 10-game winning streak. I don't even think they've had an 8-game winning streak. And
So
so you look, Ken, that but let me just say this.
go ahead.
The biggest thing that I think that hurts them is the threat of Dame as a 3-point shooter, as a guy you can't foul, as you say, and also he's a closer.
Oh, definitely.
Who's going to close on the Bucks now? Who's going to be the Bucks? Who's going to be that threat? Now, you don't always have to be the guy to close, but you got to be that threat. Who is that threat on the Bucks? The Bucks has one threat. That's Giannis. Double Giannis, build a wall. That's what teams are going to do, Ken. That's why they've been losing right now. Is because the teams are going to build a wall and they're going to say, you know, KPJ beat us, Kyle beat us, Green beat us, TP beat us, Brooke beat us. See, they don't have anybody else that is a threat. That's why the Bucks probably will not make it out of the first round. What say you, Ken?
Mike, the Bucks will do this or have done this throughout the season. Let's just say in the last 10 games, they'll go, let's just say 7-3. The next 10 games, they'll go 3-7. And then the next 10, they'll go five out of the 10.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it, Mike, and if you ask me throughout the whole NBA, who's the most disappointing teams, Mike, I would have to say Milwaukee and Phoenix.
Yeah,
I know
they're not
what,
as bad as Phoenix though, but I agree
right?
with you. They're in that
I mean,
category.
but
I would agree.
with the talent that the Bucks have, they should be. I'm thinking at least in the third or fourth spot. Barring injuries, I know that plays a factor, but let me move on from that. But the thing about it is that I always say that sometimes you have to give up something to get something.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that is that I think Giannis needs to give up some of his shots to get other players involved. And the other thing is that, Mike, I hate to say this, but some of the coaching decisions, during crucial moments in the game has just been horrendous.
Well, that's what we worried about when they first hired Doc Rivers. We questioned his in-game, his in-game calls and rotations and all of that. And I think that is still a factor for the Bucks. I have no idea why in the world AJ Green is on the best offensive player on the other team. AJ Green is a sniper. He's a three-point sniper. That's his job. Hauser of Boston is a three-point sniper. Guys like that, Bogdanovich is a three-point sniper. You don't put them on the best offensive guy. Doc is convinced that this guy can play defense. Now, I'll give him credit. He works hard.
Right.
That's not his game. His game is suffering. Ken, his game is suffering is because he's got to play on the best guy, and he's getting cooked. He's working so hard on defense that when he gets on the other end, he's not.
Tired.
Man, come on, man. I'm like, Doc, what do you don't do that. You don't give him those minutes. You give those minutes to Ajax. You give those minutes to Ryan Rollins. You give those minutes to Kevin Porter Jr. You don't give those minutes. You put Green in because you know what? We about to run some sets. We about to get him open.
Right.
We're going to get him in the corner. We're going to get him on the elbow. We're going to get him on that wing. That's what we're doing because that's what he does. He's a three-point assassin. You don't put him in and put him on Anthony Edwards. You don't put him in and put him on Jaylen Brown. You don't put this guy in to be working hard on defense like he is. Man, it's ridiculous. And to me, that is a major problem in the Bucks offense because you notice now, man, they struggling, man. They struggling, bro. Because it's let Giannis try to do everything, and but what people are doing, they putting two in the paint, packing it, and saying, yeah, rotate the ball. We don't believe that y'all can consistently hit threes and win the game on it. And Ken, what happens if the game is the Bucks are down by one? Who they going to?
Right.
Because Giannis got to get to the basket. So all I'm going to do is just clog the lane. And I do not believe these guys have not shown us in their career that they are the guys that are going to hit those clutch last-second shots. And so I just think Dame represents so much. He's so much more than just a three-point shooter. It's what his presence brings on the court. You can't leave him.
Right.
He gonna go to hole on you. He gonna pull up on you. He gonna draw the defense. He gonna kick. You can't. He is a 75 greatest player. When you lose that and what you got another one, but that's all you got is another one. So Ken, if the Bucks, to me the Bucks have to play like Detroit. The Bucks have to be a scrappy, defensive-minded team that goes for the loose balls, that go for they have to overwhelm a team defensively in order to win because they do not have, just like Detroit. Detroit does not have, you got Cade, but Cade is not that dude. You do not have that dude that's going to take you home when you really need to go home. You don't have it. You don't have it. I go Cade Cunningham straight up, last second shot. I ain't gonna double him. I go straight up on him. And if he hit it, good on him. But he ain't gonna do that often. But Dame, you never gonna do that. What? You never gonna let that dude go like that, man. And you're not gonna double Dame and let Giannis go. That's the dynamic of them two. But look at Boston. Man, you're not gonna double Tatum at the last set of the shot, and then you got JB over there, you got Drew, you got Porzingis. But with the Bucks, what do you have?
A lot of ifs.
Too many.
That's right. And
too many.
The other thing, Mike, I'll say that with, Kyle Kuzma, I mean, nice player. But he has to be a little bit more aggressive as far as his shots, taking it to the basket. I think he's just looking, kind of waiting for Giannis to do what he does and then react to that instead of just go ahead. I'm taking the shot. I'm going to the basket. I'm doing something with this ball. I just think he's being too passive. And I get it that he just joined the team. He's trying to work his way through, but he has to be more aggressive. I mean, Kuzma was averaging, 22, 24 when he was in Washington? And he's probably averaging maybe 16. So
yeah. I agree with you, man. I think Kyle still feels like he is becoming a Buck.
Okay.
I think Kyle has to say, I am a Buck. I'm number 2 on this team. Dame not here.
Right.
I'm number 2, and I'm about to get busy. That's what he's got to do, man. In order for the Bucks to even have a chance. Now, if you got 25 and 10 from Kyle every night, and when Bobby comes back, the Bucks still will be a problem. Now, this is what's in the Bucks' favor, is that you don't know really who they are. So if I'm New York and I got them in the first round and I got a healthy Giannis, I got a Kyle Kuzma that's balling, I got a Bobby that's back and Bobby's doing his thing. That's not New York is not saying I want Milwaukee. Okay, that boss is not saying I want Milwaukee. It's not a cakewalk. Like when you see Giannis on the other side. Now let's realize they win 6 games. Chris Middleton himself took them 6 games with Indiana. So what I'm here to tell you, nobody is saying like, oh yeah, we want the Bucks so we can just walk through them. That's not going to be the case. See, our expectations is championship. But when you look at the Bucks, I mean the Bucks are not a terrible team. You understand what I'm saying? Our expectation is championship. So with that being said, nobody's sitting up there saying we want the Bucks in the first round with a healthy Giannis and Bobby Porter's back. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I do think I'm gonna give them a little grace because I do think they can get better. I think they will come together and play better. I mean, you got to imagine that locker room when they heard out about Damian.
Oh man.
What? You sitting there and you hear that the dude, I mean, like this is not just a dude, right? This is Dame Dollar, man. This is you understand what I'm saying? This is they lost Bobby. That was a blow, right? That shook up the locker room. Now Bobby's not there. Now you get the word that Dame is gone. Man, you like, come on, man.
What next?
Exactly. So what I'm saying is psychologically, I think people look at the Bucks and say, oh man, the Bucks terrible team. They should this, they should that. Man, listen, man, these guys are human. And it's not like they competed well the last game. It's not like they're not trying to compete. It's just that these guys have not played together. And until they can get more reps, and we know there's only like 9 games left or something like that.
Mike, they running out of time.
But you know what? I still say, Ken, I don't think you want to run up against them boys. And OKC found out. We got one game. I don't think you want to be in a game 7 with Giannis on the other end. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That dude is going to give you 110%. Now they might lose, but you're not gonna walk through the Bucks. It's just not gonna happen. Bucks not gonna walk through anybody, even if they were healthy. I mean, the playoffs is a different level.
It's a different animal.
It's a different animal, man. And like you say, we don't even know the potential of a Kevin Porter Jr. We don't know the potential of Kyle. We don't know the potential of these guys. Sims is going to be back. He's going to be back. They're going to have Bobby back, Sims back. Brook can rest more. I think that the Bucks can make it interesting, but it's going to depend on how they play defense, Ken. They don't have another guy unless Kyle step up. They don't have another threat. And without that, you're going to have to overwhelm. That's what Detroit do. Detroit just overwhelm you with offensive rebound, and they get 2-3 shots at it. That's what the Bucks are going to have to do in order to compete with some of these other teams.
But Mike, the thing about it, that's how I think of it, is that, I get what you're saying, but like you said, even if Dame wasn't out, I still think the Bucks would make it out of the first round.
I disagree, though.
Because let's just say they play New York. They have one.
If Dame had been back, they would have had that. They would have had that. They would be in that third spot. There's no way Indiana's gonna. They didn't won the season series against Indiana, and there's no way Indiana's gonna pull ahead of them in that. If Dame was there, but go ahead.
But let's just say that if the Bucks they played Indiana, I still think they would have a hard time getting out of the first round. Mm-hmm. Now that they're playing New York, they haven't even won a game against New York. And let me say this also.
Okay.
I don't think New York is that great of a team.
No, and the thing about it is, I mean, to me, the New York debacle is coaching. I mean, the first couple of times, I think Giannis didn't play one time. And the first couple of times, they had Brook on Anthony Towns. Okay. They switched that up the last game. Okay.
Right.
And you didn't have Dame. You didn't have Bobby. You didn't have Sims. And so to me, I'm not afraid of New York at all. If the Bucks were healthy. The fact that they lost 3 games to them during the season, I mean, that doesn't matter to me, man. Because when you look at the matchups, that when the playoffs starts, regular season don't mean nothing. For me, I think they would have handled. I don't think Indiana would have won more than one game. I'm gonna be honest. They handled Indiana without even being healthy. And so to me, Indiana is, they want some get back with Indiana. They do, but they're just not gonna get it because again, Dame is gone, right? But even I'm gonna tell you like this. If the Bucks had wound up playing Indiana in the first round, I feel good about that. Even with their team, I'm like, yeah, we gonna make it out of the first round. I don't know about the second round, but we coming out of the first round because we had home court advantage. Okay, if we had to stay where we were at, and again, I just don't see Indiana is not a team that's gonna beat the Bucks with Giannis. They beat the Bucks without Giannis. People keep saying, man, the Bucks went out. Man, listen, that's your best player. If you take him out for the whole season, you should win.
That's like, what is that? 28 a game and
thank you.
10 rebounds, 6 assists. Yeah, I get it.
3 blocks. Come on, man. You listen. The fact that Indiana beat them, it took them 6 games, okay, without Giannis, and Dame didn't play in 2 of them. So this whole idea that Indiana they didn't handle Indiana, man, and Indiana shouldn't have won that one game they won. So. The bottom line is I'm not afraid of them. I just think when it comes to New York, I just think the coaching, the problem is in my thought, you got to play Sims more. Sims has got to be on Towns more because he's quicker. He can move his feet. You You see that Brook cannot get out there, and when he tries to, they just go right around him. He's slow. That's just the bottom line. It's a physical
back
problem.
surgery.
Yeah, it's amazing that he is still as great as a player as he is today, but you put him in situations where he cannot be successful. That's why you got Sims. That's why you got Bobby. And people don't realize, man, listen, the Bucks are a much better team than what people give them credit for, given everything that they've been through this year. What other team has dealt with all of the injuries that the Bucks have dealt with this year? I'm talking like, man, you I don't think, Ken, we had 10 games consistently where everybody was there throughout the whole season.
But I think you said it earlier. I don't think it's more about the team. It's more, the focus is more about the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You got a guy who's been 2-time MVP, defensive, player of the year, won a chip. So the expectation for Milwaukee is higher than, let's just say, other teams who have not, who doesn't have a player like that and who has not, won a championship in, let's just say, some years. So the expectation that Milwaukee should, let's just say, compete for the Eastern Conference Championship is there.
Yes.
Is it realistic right now? No.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No.
But you can't change fans.
Right.
As Bucks fans, we expect them to win every game. I mean, let's be honest. We expect them to win every game. You're disappointed when if you're a Boston fan, you expect them to win every game. If you're an LA fan, you expect them to why? Because LeBron James is there. That's just an expectation of fans, man. Like, no, you're supposed to win every single
no
game.
matter what.
No matter what, man. And so, yes, I think, Ken, what we're trying to say, to our listeners and maybe even to ourselves, we need to be more realistic, Ken, about the Bucks team that we have this year. And the fact that's why, to me, Ken, I'm disappointed, but I'm not devastated. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because I think it's interesting to see a wounded team perform. How much heart do they have?
Exactly.
How when you can't rely on one of your superstars, who is it going to be that's going to step up? Who is going to say, you know what, dog, I got this. Nah, I got this. Till Dame get back, he come back next year, I got this. This is my moment. Maybe Kevin Porter Jr. steps out and says, this is my moment. Y'all about to see how I can get down. Maybe it's Kyle. This is the perfect opportunity for a guy to go from being a good player to a star. This is it, Ken.
Okay.
When they're going to get the opportunity to get all these minutes if Dame was there? They wouldn't.
More shots?
Exactly. So, listen, I'm disappointed as a player that Dame's not there. That's my brother. But what I do know, I'm about to get some of his shots. And guess what?
Everybody likes to shoot more.
Come on, Ken. I'm about to get busy. So to me, are these guys capable? We've seen what Gary Trent can do, man. We've seen him get busy at Toronto. We've seen him get down in Portland. We know what he's capable of. We know what Kevin Porter Jr. is capable. Like you say, Ken, we know what Kyle is capable of. The question is whether or not this transpires. It's got to do with coaching. It's got to do with, like you say, Ken, man, I don't know how many times I'm sitting up there watching the Bucks, and I just say pass the ball. Dude, pass the ball. Move the ball, man. Rotate the defense, right? Don't let Giannis just come down and try to draw the defense and dish, and then there's one shot. Man, ain't nobody else touch the ball. So I'm saying Doc needs to, and he got a coach now, dog.
Mike, what they really, as far as I'm saying, the only thing is that they need to get Prince out of that corner that he want to stand in there every time they come down on offense. That's just crazy. But anyway.
No, but Ken, what I notice about the Bucks is the Bucks are asking players to do things that they don't do. You mentioned Prince. What are teams doing to Prince now? They're just running him off the 3-point line.
That's
Prince
it.
is not a driver.
I know.
He doesn't have that in his bag. So again, the Bucks are asking him to do something he doesn't do. AJ Green, they run him off. AJ tries every now and then. AJ will cross you up and pull up, but that's not his game. That's Gary's game. That is Kevin's game. That's Kyle's game. But you have to. That's why coaching. You have to have an offense that gets your players in the best position where they're most comfortable scoring the ball. The spread offense, the Bucks dock for whatever reason. It doesn't, it just doesn't happen, man. And the only way to compensate for that is you got to be dog on defense. You got to be stingy. Every loose ball you got to be diving for. You got to run them off the 3-point line. Everybody get back. How many times do we see the Bucks score and then they just score right again?
Right.
That's just being lazy and not getting back. Man, how many offensive rebounds we see team? Do you know, man, the Bucks get outshot every game? Even the ones they win, they shoot less. Yeah. Why is that? Because other teams are getting what? Offensive rebounds, second chances, third chances, fourth chance. We've seen fourth chances. Man, made me want to jump in and try to get a rebound. and Ken, I ain't even got no ups no more. Kid, the vertical is probably about less than an inch.
Man. So,
it's rough, man. You know what, man? Since the Bucks won the championship, Ken, it's been rough to be a Bucks fan. Let's be honest. I mean, we don't like seeing our team go out every first round, man. And it's like the chaos that has transpired with the coaches changes and it's we went from excitement, to disappointment. And
in a matter of seconds.
So in closing, Ken, let's talk about this. The future of Giannis in Milwaukee.
Ooh, Mike,
now, if Dame can come back, okay, and we're not sure. We're not even sure about Victor. The jury is still out on whether or not these guys can, because they say Victor's more than likely came from the banging that he's been doing inside, people banging against him and things of that nature. Who knows whether or not we know what happened to Chris Bosh.
Right.
And Chris was cold. I was like, Chris had much game left in him.
Left-handed?
Oh, yeah, a lot of game left in him, man. And he had to step away wisely for his health. I think if Dame can come back, I think Giannis will hang in there. I think Giannis feels like a lot of fans is that we really can't make a decision on this team until this team can actually play together healthy. That's what I think. If Dame can't come back, he gone, dog.
You think Giannis
gone? Oh, yeah, he gone. Giannis is gone. Because the thing about it is Giannis, although I believe Giannis wants to retire, Buck, he don't retire with one ring. He don't retire with one. But Giannis wants to be in those conversations, and he should be in those conversations. He want to be in those conversations with Shaq. Well, how many Shaq got? Shaq got what, 4? 5? He got 4. So he want to be in that conversation with Shaq. He want to be in that all greats conversation, which he should be. He has the numbers to be. It's the same thing with Jokic. Jokic wants to win another championship, man. Jokic don't want to be 4 or 5 MVPs and he only have 1 championship. How does that look? How you gonna lead? How you gonna be the best player in the league and you only got 1 chip? No, these guys want to win, and I'm here to tell you, I think if Giannis looks up and they say Dame cannot come back and play, Giannis is gonna say, I need to get out of here, and he's gonna go somewhere. He's gonna win.
I agree with you, Mike. I think you see so much stuff that's out there. I mean, I saw one report that Giannis wanted to go out west and
stop it,
right, and play for. I saw him going to Phoenix one time. Then I saw him going to the Lakers. I'm like, Y'all make up your mind which team he's going to, and let me know later on.
I know.
But no, seriously, I mean, I do agree with you that if Dame is, let's just say, not ready to go or can't go, I think he's going to force his way out of there. I think I think he probably will go to, let's just say, a large market, maybe New York, L.A. One of those. But yeah,
Wherever, if Giannis does decide to leave, wherever he go, he's about to put on some rings, because he's gonna go somewhere where he's gonna be second option. He's not gonna be the first option. And if he goes somewhere where he's gonna be the first option, he's gonna have some dudes around him like you say, New York. He have a, they probably. But the thing about it is, see, the problem with, if you say New York, and of course, folks, we talking hypothetically here,
right?
You have to give up Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, you're gonna have to give up some. You're gonna have to give up some. Giannis is one of those dudes where if he leaves, the package coming back is gonna be monstrous. Gotta be. It's gotta be. He one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Gotta be. You're not gonna get Giannis for just one player. Talking a few. You talking a superstar. You talking a couple players. You talking some first round picks,
right?
To get Giannis, no doubt, because he is a franchise changer. He just is, man. He dominates on the offense and the defensive end. We haven't seen a dude like Giannis in the league. I don't care what anybody say. He's a Shaq, but he's also, now he's hitting his 8 to 10 footer. Nah, man. Giannis on the right team with what Giannis really needed, and this is what the Bucks was hoping. If Chris could have came back and played at Chris Middleton's level and with Dame, man, you talking about, pick your poison.
Right.
But the problem is he hasn't been surrounded with players that complement what he does. And I just think it's going to be interesting to see, man. But Bucks fans, I'm going to tell you like this. If you think we're going to have a parade down Wisconsin Avenue, can I still remember Wisconsin Avenue now?
Okay. That's not going to happen.
That's not, Ken, we ain't going to get no rings this year, huh?
Nah.
We ain't going to be wearing our bling bling this year. But you know what? Always a Bucks fan, man. Wish Damian Lillard all of the best, man, with his health. And at the end of the day, love to see him on the court, man. But love more seeing the brother breathe, because I always been a Lillard fan, man. And,
I know.
Just was at Weaver State, man. Always loved the young brother, man. And it's sad to see that happen to him, especially when he's got to a spot where he felt like he could win a championship. So, Ken, what do you think, man? Do you think the Bucks? Do you think they pull it together? Do you think that they can be a decent team that can I'm not going to ask you if they can win. I'm going to ask you, do you think that they can compete in the playoffs?
They can compete, Mike, but the thing about it is I think they will fall short as far as that's concerned. I think I still say this like I did early in the show. I think Kevin Porter Jr. will take a lot of Damian shots that he was going to get. I think he will come out positively as being let's just say a contributor to the future of the Bucks.
Mm-hmm. And I must admit, man, Ryan is stepping up. I mean, Ryan Rollins, he got some defense, bro. I mean, he got he's got that long wingspan. He's playing aggressive. I do like what I'm seeing from him. I don't know. Do you think he should start or Kevin should start?
I like bringing Kevin off the bench, but down the stretch, giving him the minutes because Kevin can ball, Mike.
He can ball.
And the thing about it is that he can get buckets, and that's what the Bucks need.
I think he just needs to be more aggressive, get more comfortable, work with Giannis more, work with Brook more. Like you say, a lot of people do not understand. This dude, he can give you 25, 30 a night
He can.
easily. He's capable of doing that, right? He's capable of being a serious threat. But the problem is, I don't know if he can take that ownership, man. But we'll have to see, man. And I'm sure Dame's in their ear and everybody else is in their ear. And this is a time for these young boys to step up, and we just have to see. But again, I'm not concerned about what place they fall into. I'm not concerned about that, because then our expectations are right where they were before. No. We want to see them compete. We want to see them get better. It's only 8, 9 games left. See if the Bucks can improve. See what they look like heading into. Because the thing is this, you want to be playing your best basketball going into the
playoff. Right. You do.
So if if you competing in this, that, because nobody's giving the Bucks a chance now without Dame.
Oh, no.
So what I'm saying, if they can get into a rhythm, look, we know if you play against Detroit, and let's say Boston plays Detroit, and Boston don't go in there with that mindset where we're gonna deal with them, you know what's gonna happen? They going home, because Detroit's gonna come in there and they gonna play hard and they gonna play. So what I'm saying is, you can underestimate a team, but you still have to beat the team.
That's true.
And what do we name this show? That's why they play the game. You see what I'm saying? We can talk all we want to, but there's a reason why they get between those lines, and then we'll see what time it is. We'll see in the next few games, man, what the Bucks look like, and whether they can put it together. When does Bobby come back?
I'm not sure, Mike. I know it's like
early next month.
I know it's like they probably have like 4 or 5
games left.
Yeah,
4 games,
somewhere around
like
there. Yeah.
Well, and the best thing about, if I can say a best thing about a suspension, is the fact that he's been traveling with the team. He's been in all the shoot-arounds. It ain't like he's been at the crib chilling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sitting back eating tacos and all that other kind of stuff. He been with the team. He been working out. So hopefully Bobby come back and he can contribute right away. Ken, last word, my brother.
Expectations, Mike. I think that we are expecting the Bucks to, go to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just not going to happen. And I'm going to go what you said, is that we just need to see, improvement, and to see them to fight, once they get into the playoffs. That's what I want to see.
That's it. That's all we want. And great last word, Ken. The world of sports unites us. Let us take this unity into our everyday life. This is why they play the game.